Hey everyone, this is Matt Marsoupian and Lee Rosa with Glover U. We are here with one of our SalesRocket coaching clients, Rachel Kubik. I wanted to have her on for a few minutes, ask her a few questions about her experience with SalesRocket coaching, and hopefully share with you all who may be on the fence about thinking about joining. Rachel, before we begin, who are you? Where do you service? And how long have you been in the business?
So I am Rachel Kubik. I'm with Howard Hanna and the Kubik Home Team. I have been in the business for 8 years and I am in Columbus, Ohio, and I also service Indian Lake, Ohio.
Wonderful.
Awesome, Rachel. And again, thank you for your time. Being in the business for as long as you have, what made you say yes to signing up for Sales Rocket Coaching?
I have been to two of the conferences in January in Arizona. One of my high producing team friends from my Columbus Realtors Leadership Academy class had encouraged me to go. And I've kind of been hooked ever since. So I did the systems of real estate and then I did the Sales Rocket coaching. So I wasn't quite ready to do the investment of the one-on-one coaching, but I liked the idea that there was two of you and that we met 2 times a week. And I felt like the time and the value would be worth it. I've seen a lot of value in the classes and the things I've taken. So I wanted to take this step before I would do one-on-one coaching.
I love that. And so, meeting twice a week, 24 sessions, which part of the program do you believe made the biggest difference in results for you?
Going back to the basics and stop overcomplicating everything. So doubling down on my sphere. I think that the pre-listing checklist is huge for me because especially at the lake office, I feel like there's a lot of I can provide a lot more value. And I feel like sometimes people aren't realistic on what the pricing is, even if you're showing them the comps. So, and I go above and beyond, and I've wasted a lot of time with some people who aren't really sellers. They're not ready. So that's going to be a big time saver, I think, for me. But really getting down to the basics and just how you guys went into so many different aspects from listing presentation to lender qualification questions, all of that I think it's already, I'm already using some of the things you guys have said and it's making a difference.
Awesome. Awesome.
Hmm.
What successes have you found so far since you started the program that you can say over the past 11 weeks are because of Sales Rocket coaching?
A price reduction conversation was really good. We talked about the listing presentation that I had with a really difficult client. And she was going through a hard time. And Matt, you had said, just kind of say that you're here and you're listening, and this can be difficult. Is there anything else I can help you with or make this process easier? And she started crying, and she has been a different person since.
That's
Wow.
great. That's great. I love
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
If another agent was unsure about joining Sales Rocket Coaching, what would you tell them?
I think it's worth it. I think there's so many things that I've already started implementing, and I'm just seeing it works. So you have to have the time though to invest because, like I said, it's 2 days a week. There's homework, so you're listening to like an hour and a half of the Sales Rocket, which I think is essential. And I think it's kind of like you guys had said, you hear the same thing but you hear it at a different stage. So like I took the systems of real estate and some of the things that I'm going through again, I'm feeling it differently, taking different pieces of it. So I would say 100% do it, especially if you need to get your shit in order. and then this is like 101, let's go.
I love that. And so, the structure being twice a week over 12 weeks, what is it about the structure of the watching the videos and then having classroom and masterminds that stood out to you about the effectiveness of the program?
Well, I feel like, first of all, I think it's good to read it ahead of time. It's kind of like when you're in real estate class. If you take the class and then you go to the actual in person and they review it, everything sinks in a little bit better. You already have a leg up. So that's good. One of the biggest takeaways that I have from like just hearing you guys talk, and I use it now every time, is right when you're leaving, you say one of three things can happen. And, we price it right. You get lots of people coming in. We're not getting as many showings. We might have to, adjust it a little bit. Or, it might not work, that we just got to lower it. And then having that conversation about how to lower it. So I feel like it kind of shows that, maybe we won't work together too, at the very beginning, kind of reverting back. But like when you put that in their ear that, hey, this might not work for me, it kind of shows that you're not just there to take every listing and we're realtors and we're money hungry and we're going to take everything. When I have used that, and it's okay if we don't want to work together. I feel like it's switches a flip in people, and I feel like it gives them more confidence in you. Like, wait a minute, they might not want me, but what, and I feel like you earn respect in a sense. That is that one little, and I didn't say it right, but that one little thing is really a big deal to me because I don't have to take everything. I work hard and I know my value and I'm going to move on. Like that's another big thing that I took away is I know I'm working harder than most people out there and I'm worth it. And if you can't see the value, then maybe we're not here to work together.
What you mentioned just now, I'm gonna preface this and then I'll ask you the question. You just shared about mindset. Your mindset shifted. Your confidence increased. Like that was just natural in what you just shared.
100%.
How long have you been in the business?
8 years.
8 years. So being in the business 8 years, many people would think you're a veteran at this point. So why something like SalesRocket coaching? Because it seems like for some people, they might think of that as elementary.
Well, I would say because I also was feeling like I was losing my mind because I'm working all the time, like way too much. And I think the work life balance was not there. And I know that I can do it better and I knew I could do it more efficiently. I just needed a little guidance to get me there.
So what we just discussed was that your confidence, your skill, and your time management all increased and grew over the 12 weeks. What are
Correct.
some absolute wins that happen that you can directly correlate to being in this 12-week program?
3 referrals in a week. I got 8 houses in contract right now. I've got 4 that I'm going to be listing in the next few weeks. The proof is in the pudding. It's in the numbers.
Mic drop.
Love
Boom.
Just as we rehearsed it.
I'll send you that gift card a little bit later. Thank you.
But it's true. It's true.
That's awesome.
I love that. And I guess, is there, just off the top of your head, is there something that you feel we should ask you that we haven't asked you that you want to share about your experience?
I think another big thing that was a big eye opener was knowing your numbers. I knew I didn't know my numbers. And I think there's value in that. Pretty eye opening. The every 15-minute alarm was crazy, like I'm just doing things that weren't moving the financial numbers. So passing off more things to my son who's on my team, because he's a young kid. He likes the administrative. He can do it way faster than I can. I hate that stuff. I'm the people person. I like the relationships. I like being out there. So by freeing me up for him to do that kind of stuff, I can be out and about doing more.
Awesome.